Barack and the Black-Eyed Peas. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Barack. As a fourth grade honor roll student, he was more than excited to prepare for the Hickory Signpost Elementary School Science Fair. Barack and his classmate, Brett, began to search for science fair projects. Brett was fascinated with the exploding volcanoes he saw on one of his favorite television shows. One of the deacons from his church took him to buy materials to make a volcano. After studying for his math test, baseball practice, and taking the trash out, Brett was too tired to search for the ingredients he needed to cause the volcano to erupt, so he put it off. The next day, he put it off again. The next day, Brett spent the entire evening playing a video game. Before he knew it, it was time for the science fair. Brett felt embarrassed because he procrastinated and never got around to figuring out how to make the volcano foam and erupt. He created a cool volcano, but it just sat there doing nothing at all. It was a do-nothing, non-foaming, never ever erupting, just sitting there boring volcano. As Barack's papa would say, nice house but nobody home. Nice volcano but no action. Nope, none. Barack had his eye on the science fair prize since he saw his cousin Lauren bring home a science fair trophy 2 years earlier. Barack rode with Lauren and her father on several trips to the hardware store and arts and crafts store for her science fair supplies. He watched Lauren work for weeks on her project. Ambitious Barack was willing to manage his time and ask for the help he needed to do his very best on his science fair project. He could hear the preacher say, "Faith without works is dead." He knew he needed to put some work with his faith. Since Barack and his family enjoy black-eyed peas, he was curious. He wanted to know how these peas grow. He decided to do a science fair project on growing black-eyed peas. Before the science fair date and deadlines were even announced, Barack began to get organized. He searched the internet, made a list of tasks, and made a list of materials. At their monthly family meeting, Barack asked his parents for ideas about the spaces he could use for his project. He knew he would need a window space for sunlight. At later stages in the project, he would need outdoor space. He also asked his parents for extra chores and an increase in his allowance. Of course, Barack needed money for his science fair budget. After the family meeting, Queen Mother, Barack's grandmother, gave him a bag of organic black-eyed peas. "I'm proud of you, young king," Queen Mother whispered as she gave Barack a big hug on their red, black, and green rug. Barack put potting soil, water, and black-eyed peas in clear plastic cups. He placed the cups on a special shelf his dad cleared in the playroom window. Each day, Barack checked on his experiment. Every other day, he took a photograph and took notes. Day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, day 9, day 11. On the 14th day, Barack and his dad bought 2 cinder blocks. Since they live in an apartment and do not have any grass, the property manager gave them permission to place the cinder blocks on a strip of land on the grounds. They placed the plants inside of the cinder blocks. The plants with flowers got so tall and beautiful. Barack conducted research and learned that the flower is pollinated and the black-eyed pea pods start to grow. The black-eyed peas grow inside the pods. Barack learned that once you hear the peas rattle and shake inside the pod, it is time to harvest. It's time to pick, peel, and pop. Pick, peel, pop. 1, 2, 3. Barack taught anyone who would listen to pick, peel, pop. 1, pick the food. 2, peel the shell from the pod by pressing along the long edge and using your fingernail to open the pod. 3, pop. The peas pop out in nature. Indoors or in the garden, it's good to use a bowl or a jar to hold the peas. It was the day of the Hickory Signpost Science Fair. Barack and his schoolmates prepared their displays the day before. Today they faced the judges. Today it was time for all their hard work to pay off. Dr. Ahedo, the biology and botany teacher, was the head judge. Dr. Ahedo began announcing the honorable mention awards. She then announced the third place award. Barack looked around and rocked back and forth on his heels. Dr. Ahedo announced the second place winner. The room was silent. Then Principal Samuels joined Dr. Ahedo as they presented the first place Science Fair Award and trophy to Barack Bowman Howie. Barack and his family went to Uncle Lionel and Aunt Sinise for an Harambe celebration. Barack's amazing day did not end there. Barack's mother, who was also the PTA president, worked with Mr. Bookman, the property manager, and Dr. Ahedo to create their apartment complex's first community garden. The garden will be in the same area where Barack's black-eyed peas continue to grow through the cinder blocks. Barack explained to Mr. Bookman that the black-eyed peas are great for eating, and they also help make the soil rich for other plants. Although 90% of black-eyed peas are grown in California, Barack's black-eyed peas serve as nitrogen fixers, which help keep the soil rich in a small portion of the earth in Memphis, Tennessee, in a garden now known as the Happy Town Community Garden, where Barack, his family, and new neighbors grow tomatoes, green beans, corn, lima beans, rice, collard greens, cauliflower, kale, arugula, potatoes, beets, radishes, and carrots. The homeless ministry at Barack's church plans to use some of the food to feed the unhoused. Barack was curious. Barack was inspired by his cousin. Barack was organized. Barack planned. Barack managed his time. Barack asked for materials and the space he needed. Barack put his project on the family meeting agenda. Barack worked hard. Barack's family was supportive. Barack implemented his plan. Barack's community was supportive. Barack's church family was supportive. Barack won an award for his efforts. His efforts also serve as what is now a blessed food source for his entire community. Barack slew, and so can you. And whatever you do, that's true. Woo-woo!